Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring the teachings of Jesus, not just as, ancient texts, but as a really practical guide for personal change. We're drawing from an insightful text that looks at exactly this topic. Okay, so let's just dive right in with a question that I think hits home for pretty much all of us, right? It's that fundamental desire for self-improvement, to be a little bit kinder, maybe a little wiser. The source we're looking at today suggests a very specific path for that. And that path, well, it begins with a simple but pretty profound idea. While we often focus on our external actions, what we do, the most lasting and meaningful changes actually start from within. They start inside our own hearts and minds.
So, what does this inner change actually look like? I mean, it's more than just a vague feeling. The teachings describe it as a complete renovation of our inner world. Let's break down what that really means.
It all kicks off with our thoughts. And the idea here is really radical. Don't just focus on following a bunch of rules. Instead, focus on changing the way you think. The whole point is that by transforming your mindset first, your ability to know what's right and good becomes way more intuitive.
This is such a powerful way to picture it, right? This metaphor is drawn from the book of Ezekiel, and it contrasts a stony heart, which is hard, stubborn, and uncaring, with a tender heart that's soft, open, and ready for compassion. It's that essential shift from being closed off to being truly empathetic.
And this concept from 2 Corinthians is just beautifully captured by the image of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. It's not about putting on a new costume or pretending to be different. We're talking about a fundamental transformation into a new and better version of yourself, leaving those old, unhelpful habits behind for good.
Now, Jesus explained this idea using the phrase, born again. And the source is super clear on this. This does not mean a literal physical rebirth. Think of it more as a fresh start for your spirit, a chance, right here, right now, to choose a different, better way to live, completely unburdened by past mistakes.
Okay, so this interchange is happening. Where does it lead? Well, what's so interesting is that it's not just some private, personal project. It's actually about bringing a whole new reality into the world, and it all starts from within you. Honestly, this is a total game changer. Jesus taught that this kingdom he was always talking about wasn't some physical place you could find on a map. It was a state of being, a quality of life rooted in peace and goodness that exists inside a person. It's accessible to us right here, right now. So the call to enter this kingdom is really a call to action. It means to literally turn around, to pivot away from old habits and old ways of thinking, and to start walking in a completely new, wiser direction. It's a total change of course for your life. All right, so if that's the what, the big question is how? How do we actually do any of this? This isn't just abstract philosophy. The source really emphasizes that Jesus didn't just talk about change, he gave a practical guide for how to live it out day by day. Jesus basically took hundreds of complex laws and traditions and just boiled them all down to two. He argued that everything else, absolutely everything, is built on the foundation of these two core principles. And here they are. The first one is about a total commitment to a higher good. And the second one is just as powerful. It's a commitment to treating every single person with the same care and dignity that we naturally give to ourselves. Simple, but so deep. But then he takes it a step further, and this is where it gets really, really challenging. I mean, it's one thing to love your neighbor, it's something else entirely to actively love and wish well for the people who have hurt you. This just challenges our most basic instincts and calls for a profound level of inner strength. Which brings us to forgiveness. The point here is that it's not some limited resource you can run out of. When he was asked for a specific number, Jesus gave one that wasn't meant to be counted. 77 times is symbolic. It means a boundless, unconditional readiness to forgive, over and over again. Jesus was a master storyteller, and he often taught using these simple stories called parables. This one, about a farmer sowing seeds, is a powerful metaphor for our own minds. The seed is wisdom.
But the soil, our heart, determines if it will actually grow. So the question is, what kind of soil are we? Are we too hardened, too shallow, or too distracted to let good ideas take root? Or are we like that good soil, ready to receive them and let them grow? Then there's this other incredibly powerful story about a young man who demands his inheritance early, leaves home, and just wastes every single penny on reckless living. He eventually hits rock bottom. I mean, he is completely broke, totally alone, and so hungry he's desperate to eat pig food. It's a picture of being utterly lost. But then, right there in that moment of complete despair, something inside him just shifts. He has a moment of total clarity. The text says he came to his senses. He realizes the gravity of his mistakes and makes the humbling decision to turn around and go home, not to demand anything, but simply to ask for forgiveness. And this ending, this is what makes the story so timeless. The father doesn't wait with his arms crossed. He doesn't lecture or condemn him. He sees his son coming from a long way off and runs to him, filled with compassion. It's this beautiful illustration that no matter how big the mistake, the path back to goodness is met with radical forgiveness and celebration. So it becomes pretty clear that this whole transformation thing, it's not a one-and-done event. Not at all. The source makes it clear that it's a continuous, lifelong journey of growth. Kind of like tending a garden. You have to keep at it. And according to the Apostle Paul, the evidence of this inner change isn't invisible. You can actually see it in a person's character. These qualities, love, joy, peace, patience, and all the others, are described as the fruit that naturally starts to grow in someone's life as their inner world becomes healthier. But, and this is a big but, this all requires our active participation. It's not a spectator sport. It's not enough to just listen to these ideas or agree with them. The real transformation happens when we actually put them into practice. Otherwise, we're just fooling ourselves. And the final piece of encouragement from the source is a really comforting one. It's this idea that this isn't a journey you have to take entirely on your own strength. The belief is that the process, once it's started, is supported. There is help there to continue growing little by little every single day. So, we'll end with this thought. We've really just explored a timeless map for interchange. And the only question that really matters now is the one right there on the screen. If your life is a garden, what seeds of change could you plant today?